I. Doyle, 7. Post-Maurya pre-Gupta period. 185 BC 319 AD. Native successors of Mauryas. Sangha dynasty, 185 BC 73 BC capital Vidisha, MP. Sangha dynasty was established by Pushyamitra Sangha, a Brahman commander-in-chief of the last Mauryan sea ruler named Brihadratha in 185 BC. Ethnic Grotter Pushyamitra was a staunch adherent of Orthodox Hinduism. However, the great Buddhist stupa at Bharhut, in MP, was built during the reign of Sanghas. Pushyamitra was succeeded by his son Agnimitra, the hero of Kalidasa's drama, Malvighnagnimitra. After Agnimitra, a series of weak rulers such as Vasumitra, Vajramitra, Bhagbhadra, Devbhuti, followed, leading to the decline of the dynasty. During their rule there was a revival of Brahminical influence. The Bhagavata religion became important. Patanjali, author of the Mahabharata, was born at Gonada in central India. Patanjali was the priest of two Aswamedha yajnas, performed by Pushyamitra Sangha. In arts, the Bharhut stupa is the most famous monument of the Sangha period. The fine gateway railing which surrounds the Sanchi stupa, built by Ashoka, was constructed during the Sangha period. Other examples of Sangha art, Vihar, Chakya and stupa of Bhaja, Pune, Amravati stupa, Nasika Chakya etc. 1408. Kamban dynasty, 73 BC, 28 BC, capital, Patliputra. In 73 BC, Devbhuti, the last ruler of the Sangha dynasty, was murdered by his minister Vasudeva, who usurped the throne and founded the Kamban dynasty. The period of Kamban rule came to an end in 28 BC. Satavahana dynasty, 60 BC, 225 AD, capital, Pratishthanapatan, Maharashtra. The most important of the native successors of the Mauryas in the Deccan and central India were the Satavahanas. The Satavahanas are considered to be identical with the Andhras who were mentioned in the Puranas. The early Satavahana kings appeared not in Andhra but in Maharashtra where most of their early inscriptions have been found. Simukha, 60 BC 37 BC, was the founder of the Satavahana dynasty. Sakarni I, its third ruler, raised its power and prestige through conquests. Hala, its 17th ruler, was the author of Gat Saptasti, or Saptasai, in Prakrit. Gundya, the author of Vrihat Katha, in Prakrit, was the contemporary of Hala. It was Gautamiputra Sakarni, 106 to 130 AD, who revived the Satavahana power and defeated the Sakak satrap Nahapna. He was the greatest Satavahan ruler, 23rd Satavahana ruler. Vasishtiputra Shri Sakarni, its 24th ruler, was married to the daughter of Sakakstrapa Rudradaman, but defeated by him twice. Yajna Shri Sakarni, its 27th ruler, was the dynasty's last, great ruler. Pulmavi IV, its 30th ruler, was the last Satavahana ruler. Satavahanas were finally succeeded by the Ikshvaku. In 3rd century AD Satavahanas started the practice of donating land with fiscal and administrative immunities to Brahmanas and Buddhist monks, which eventually weakened their authority. The earliest inscriptional evidence of land grant in India belongs to 1st century BC. Under the Satavahanas, many chakyas, worship halls, and vihras, monasteries, were cut out from rocks mainly in northwest Deccan or Maharashtra. The famous examples were Nasik, Kanheri and Kal. Stupas, large round structure erected over a sacred relic, were seen scattered all around Ellora. The most famous of these attributed to the Satavahana period are Amravati, a sculptural treasure house, and Nagarjunakonda. The official language of the Satavahanas was Prakrit. The Satavahanas issued their coins in lead, mainly, copper, bronze and pothin. Dynasty of Kalinga. The history of Kalinga after the death of Ashoka is shrouded in obscurity. A new dynasty, known as the Cheti or Chedi dynasty, rose in the region probably in the 1st century BC. Our information about this dynasty is derived solely from the Hathigumpha inscription, near Bhubaneswar, Odisha, of Karavela, the third ruler of dynasty. 1430, a follower of Jainism, Karavela was a liberal patron of Jain monks for whose residence he constructed caves on the Udayagiri hill, near Bhubaneswar in Odisha. Foreign successors of Mauryas. Indo-Greeks, 2nd century BC. The Indo-Greeks, Bactrian Greeks, were the first foreign rulers of northwestern India in the post-Maurya period. The most famous Indo-Greek ruler was Menander, 165 BC 145 BC, also known as Milinda. He was converted to Buddhism by Nagasena or Nagarjuna. Indo-Greek rule is important in the history of India because of the large number of coins which they issued. The Indo-Greeks were the first rulers in India to issue coins which can definitely be attributed to the kings. They were the first to issue gold coins. They introduced Hellenic Greek features in art, giving rise to Gandhar school in the northwestern India. The Sakas, 1st century BC 4th century AD. The Sakas, also known as Scythians, replaced the Indo-Greeks in India. Among the 5 branches of Sakas with their seats of power in different parts of India, the most important was the one which ruled in western India till the 4th century AD. The most famous Saka ruler in India was Rudradaman, 130 AD 150 AD. He is famous not only for his military conquests, particularly against the Satavahanas, but also for his public works. He repaired the famous Sudarshan Lake of the Mauryan period to irrigate the dry region of Saurashtra, and his patronage of Sanskrit. He issued the first ever long inscription in chaste Sanskrit. Other important Saka ruler in India were Nahapna, Ushvadeva, Gamatika, Chashtana etc. In about 58 BC a king of Ujjain, Vikramaditya, is supposed to have fought effectively against the Sakas. An era called Vikram Samvat is reckoned from 58 BC. The Parthians, 1st century BC 1st century AD. Originally the Parthians, Pahlavas, lived in Iran. They replaced the Sakas in northwestern India, but controlled an area much smaller than the Sakas. The most famous Parthian king was Gondophares, during whose reign St. Thomas is said to have come to India for the propagation of Christianity. The Kushans, 1st century AD 3 RD century AD. The Kushans were one of the 5 Yuchi clans of Central Asia. They replaced the Parthians in northwestern India and then expanded to the lower Indus basin and the upper and middle Gangetic basin. The first Kushan dynasty was founded by Kutphises I Kujul Kutphises. The second king was Kutphises II Vema Kutphises, who issued gold coins. According to Rabatak inscription, Rabatak village, Baglan province, Afghanistan, Kanishka was the son of Vema Kutphises. Kanishka extended the Kushan power over Upper India. His capitals were at Peshawar, Purushapura, and Mathura. 1431, the most famous Kushan ruler was Kanishka, 78 AD 101 AD, also known as Second Ashoka. He started an era in 78 AD which is now known as the Saka era and is used by the government of India. Kanishka was a great patron of Mahayana Buddhism. In his reign the 4th Buddhist Council was held in Kundalwana, Kashmir, where the doctrines of the Mahayana form of Buddhism were finalized. The last great Kushan ruler was Vasudeva I. The Kushans controlled the famous Silk Route starting from China, passing through their empire onto Iran and Western Asia. This route was a source of great income to the Kushans. The Kushans were the first rulers in India to issue gold coins on a wide scale. In the royal court of Kanishka a host of scholars found patronage. Paraswa, Vasumitra, Aswagosha, Nagarjuna, Charak and Mathara were some of them. Facts about Postmoya's 3 school of sculpture. Amravati school, 150 BC, 400 AD, Satwahana's Gandhar school, 50 BC, 5th century AD, Saka, Kushans Mathura school, 150 AD, 300 AD, Saka Kushans. Note, the influence of Greek sculpture is very evident in the Gandhar school, while the Mathura school evolved an indigenous form. In 46 to 47 AD, Hippalas, a Greek sailor, discovered the monsoon sea route to India from West Asia. Important ports, Barigza, Baroj, and Barbaricum, western coast, Arikamedu, Podeku according to Periplus, near Pondicherry eastern coast. Bullion was flowing out of Rome to India. Pliny. Geographica Strabo, Geography Ptolemy, Natural History Pliny, Periplus of the Erythraean Sea known. India had contacts with Central Asia, China, Graeco-Roman world and Southeast Asia. 7.2. The Sangam period, 1st to 3rd century AD, 3 early kingdoms. King Emb capital first famous. Damlem ruler the Bovanjay Karayur, main ports, Udyan Sengutuvan Chera Muzris and Tondi Jeral, Red Chera, the Tiger Urayur inland capital Elara Karikla Chola famous center for cotton trade, Fuha Kaveri Pattanam coastal capital main port the fish Madurai inland capital Mudu Nendujlian Pandya venue of East and 3D Sangam, Kudumi Kokai Kolchoi coastal capital famous for pearls. The Chera country occupied the portion of both Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The capital of Cheras was Vanjai. Its main ports were Muzris and Tondi. The Romans set up 2 regiments at Muzris, identical with Kranganore, in Chera country. They also built a temple of Augustus at Muzris. 1439. One of the earliest and better known among Chera rulers was Udivangaral. It is said that he fed both the armies of Kurukshetra war and so earned the title Udivangaral. The greatest of Chera king, however, was Sengutuvan or Red Chera. It is said that he invaded the north and even crossed the Ganges. He was also the founder of the famous Patani cult related to worship of goddess of chastity Kannagi. The Chola kingdom called Cholamandalam was situated to the northeast of Pandya kingdom between Penna and Velar rivers. The Chola kingdom corresponded to the modern Tanjore and Tiruchirappalli districts. Its inland capital was Urayur, a place famous for cotton trade. One of the main sources of wealth for Cholas was trade in cotton cloth. Fuhar, identical with Kaveri Pattanam, was the main port of Cholas and served as alternative capital of Cholas. The earliest known Chola king was Ailro, who conquered Sri Lanka and ruled over it for nearly 50 years. Their greatest king was Karikla, man with charred leg, who founded Fuhar, Kaveri Pattanam, and constructed 160 kilometers of embankment along the Kaveri river with the help of 12,000 Sri Lankan slaves. They maintained an efficient navy. The Cholas were wiped out in the attack of Pallavas from the north. The Pandyas were first mentioned by Megasthenes, who said their kingdom was famous for pearls. The Pandya territory included modern districts of Tirunelveli, Raman and Madurai in Tamil Nadu. It had its capital at Madurai, situated on the banks of Vagai river. The Pandya king profited from trade with Roman Empire and sent emissaries to Roman Emperor Augustus and Trojan. The Pandyas find mention in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The earliest known Pandyan ruler was Mudukudumi. The greatest Pandya king Nendujlian accused Kovlan of theft. As a result, the city of Madurai was laid under a curse by Kannagi, Kovlan's wife. Sangam administration. The king was the center of administration. He was called Ko, Mannam, Vendan Korvan or Iravan. Avai was the court of the crowned monarch. Important officials, Panchmehasabha, 1 Amechcha, ministers, 2. Purohita, priests, 3. Duta, envoys, 4. Senaptiar, commander, 5. Orar, spies. The kingdom was divided into Mandalam Nadu, province, Ur, town, Perur, big village, Sirur, small village. Pattinam, name of coastal town, Fuhar, harbour. 1453, revenue administration, Karai, land tax, Irai, tribute paid by feudatories and booty collected in war, Ulgu, custom duties, Ivu, extra demand or forced gift, Warriam, a well-known unit of territory yielding tax, Warrior, tax collector. It is said that in Chola territory, watered by Kaveri, the space in which an elephant could lie down produced enough to feed 7 persons. It implies the lands were very fertile with irrigation facilities. Sangam literature is no. Venue under the surviving patron. Chairmanship of texts, Pandya rulers, RST 10 Madurai Agastya X Sangam, Old Capital, Agatiyar, of Pandyas, engulfed in c. 89 Ayin Kaptapuran Agastya, founder only Sangam Alvai, engulfed chairman, Tolkapiyam, in c. Tolkapiya, later chairman, 59 North Madurai Nakira et Utoge, 49 Sangam Patupatu, Patining Kilkanaku etc. Sangam was an assembly of Tamil poets held under royal patronage of Pandyan kings in Madurai. According to tradition, the assembly lasted for 9,990 years and was attended by 8,598 poets and 197 Pandyan kings. The first Sangam was attended by gods and legendary sages. All its works have perished. Of the second Sangam, the only surviving work is Tolkapiyam, an early work on Tamil grammar written by Tolkapiya. Of the third Sangam, most of the works are surviving. These are Etutoge, i.e. 8 anthologies, Patupatu, i.e. 10 idols, Patining Kilkanaku, i.e. 18 didactical text, etc. Etutoge and Patupatu are called Melkanaku, major works, and narrative in form. Patining Kanak is called Kilkanaku, 18 minor works, and didactic in form. Kural or Mupal, a part of Patining Kilkanaku and written by Thiruvalluvar is called the Bible of Tamil Land. It is treatise on polity, ethics and social norms. The epics, Silaparikram, Manimiklai, Siv Sindhamani etc. Silaparikram, the story of the anklet, written by Ilango Adigal, it deals with the story of Kovlan and Madhvi of Kaveri Pattinam. It is called Iliad of Tamil poetry. Manimiklai, written by Sittalai Sattanar, it deals with the adventures of Manimiklai, the daughter born of Kovlan and Madhvi. It is a sequel to Silaparikram and strongly tinged with Buddhism. Siv Sindhamani, Jivaka Chintamani, written by Jain Tiruttakdevas and strongly tinged with Jainism. Bhartam, written by Parudevna. 17. Panchatinai occupation inhabitants, 5 Tamil regions land, Kurimji chilly backwoods or hunting, gathering kurva, Weather mountain, Palak, arid zone or dry land, cattle lifting, Ainar, highway robbery Merva Mulai, pastoral land, shifting agriculture, Aya, Idaya animal husbandry. Manrutham, wetland, plough agriculture Ulva, Velala Neital, littoral coastal, fishing, salt Patavar, extraction Walya Gupta, 319 AD 540 AD, in 4th century AD the Guptas, a new dynasty, arose in Magadh and established a large kingdom over the greater part of northern India, though their empire was not as large as that of the Mauryas. Their rule lasted for more than 200 years. This period is referred to as the classical age, or golden age, of ancient India and was perhaps the most prosperous era in the Indian history. According to epigraphic evidence, the founder of the dynasty was a person named Gupta. He used the simple title of Maharaja. Gupta was succeeded by his son Ghatotkach, who also inherited the title of Maharaja. The Gupta dynasty Chandragupta I 319 to 334 AD, Samudragupta 335 to 380 AD, Ramgupta 380 AD, Chandragupta II, Vikramaditya 380 to 414 AD, Kumargupta, Mahendraditya 415 to 455 AD, Skandagupta I 455 to 467 AD, Purugupta, Kumargupta II, Buddhgupta, Nrsinghagupta. Kumargupta III 467 to 540 AD, Chandragupta I 319 to 334 AD. He was the first Gupta ruler to assume the title of Maharajadhiraja. He strengthened his kingdom by matrimonial alliance with the powerful family of Lichchavis, who were the rulers of Mithila. His marriage to Lichshvi Princess Kumardevi brought him enormous power, resources and prestige. He took advantage of the situation and occupied the whole of fertile Gangetic valley. He started the Gupta era in 319 to 20 AD. Chandragupta I was able to establish his authority over Magadh, Prayaga and Saketa. Original type of gold coins, Dinaras Chandragupta I Kumardevi type. Samudragupta, 335 to 380 AD. Samudragupta was the greatest king of Gupta dynasty. The most detailed and authentic record of his reign is preserved in the Prayaga Prasasti Allahabad pillar inscription, composed by his court poet Harisena. According to Prayaga Prasasti, he was a great conqueror. 23. In the Gangetic Valley and central India, Samudragupta annexed the territories of the defeated monarchs, but in South India he remained content with victories alone and did not annex the territories of the vanquished rulers. Samudragupta's military campaigns justify description of him as the Indian Napoleon by V.A. Smith. The reference to his dominion over Java, Sumatra and Malaya islands in the sea shows that he had a navy. When he died, his mighty empire bordered that of the Kushan of Western Province, modern Afghanistan and Pakistan, and Vaktakas in Deccan, modern southern Maharashtra. His greatest achievement was the political unification of most of India or Aryavarta into a formidable power. Titles: Kaviraja i.e. King of Poets, Prayaga Prasasti, Param Bhagwat, Nalanda Copper Plate, Ashwamedha Prakrama i.e. whose might was demonstrated by the horse sacrifice, Coin, Vikram i.e. prowess, Coin, Sarvarajochchekta i.e. uprooter of all kings, Coin, etc. Note: only Gupta ruler to be the title of Sarvarajochchekta. Original types of gold coins: dinars, Garud type, Dhanurdhari i.e. archer type, axe type, Ashwamedha type, Vyagrahanan i.e. tiger killing type, Veenvadan i.e. lute playing type. Samudragupta was a Vaishnavite. According to the Chinese writer Wang Heyuan's Megwan, king of Sri Lanka, sent an embassy to Samudragupta for his permission to build a monastery for Buddhist pilgrims at Bodh Gaya. Chandragupta II, Vikramaditya, 380 to 414 AD. According to Devi Chandragupta, Vishakadatta, Samudragupta was succeeded by Ramgupta. It seems Ramgupta ruled for a very short period. He was the only Gupta ruler to issue copper coins. Ramgupta, a coward and impotent king, agreed to surrender his queen Druvdevi to Saka invader. But the prince Chandragupta II, the younger brother of the king, resolved to go to the enemy's camp. In the guise of the queen with a view to kill the hated enemy, Chandragupta II succeeded in killing the Saka ruler. Chandragupta II also succeeded in killing Ramgupta, and not only seized his kingdom but also married his widow Druvdevi. Chandragupta II extended the limits of his empire through matrimonial alliances with the Nagas and Vaktakas, and conquests western India. He married Kubernaga of Naga dynasty and married his daughter Prabhavatigupta with Vaktaka prince Rudrasena II. As a result of the overthrow of Saka rule in western India, the Gupta Empire extended up to Arabian Sea. He issued silver coins in the memory of victory over Sakas. He was the first Gupta ruler to issue silver coins and adopted the titles Sakri and Vikramaditya. Ujjain seems to have been made the second capital by Chandragupta II. Mehroili, near Qutub Minar, Delhi, iron pillar inscription says that the king defeated the confederacy of Vangas and Wahilkas. Bulk 35. Vaktakas, 3rd century 5th century Ada Vaktakas were the most important power that held sway over parts of Deccan and central India after the fall of the Satavahanas and before the rise of Chalukyas. The founder of the Vaktaka dynasty was Vindhyaskati, 255 to 75 AD. Vindhyaskati was succeeded by his son Pravarasena I, 275 to 335 AD, who was the real founder of the Vaktaka empire. He performed 4 Ashwamedha yajnas. After his death, the empire was divided. Rudrasena I took over the reins of main branch, i.e. northern branch. He was the contemporary of Samudragupta. Rudrasena I was succeeded by Prithvisen I. He was contemporary of Chandragupta II. Chandragupta married his daughter Prabhavatigupta to the prince Rudrasena II. Prithvisna I was succeeded by his son Rudrasena II. Rudrasena II died after a short reign of 5 years, leaving behind 2 minor sons Divakasena and Damodasena. Prabhavatigupta ruled as a regent of her son. Later, Damodasena became ruler with the name Pravarasena Il. Pravarasena II composed Setuband Ravanho, poetry, in Marathi script. Gupta inscriptions. Rulers' inscriptions, their character. Samudragupta Prayaga Allahabad Prasasti. Stone pillar. Iron stone pillar Nalanda copper plate royal charter Chandragupta II Mehroili iron pillar Skandagupta Junagadh rock victory pillar Indore stone pillar Buddhagupta Paharpur copper plate royal charter. Evidence of state ownership of land, administration centralized control was not as fully realized under the Guptas as it had been